Alright guys, welcome to another edition of knowledge-based training for Adobe Connect. Today is a real quick video, just kind of talking about polling questions and how they can enhance engagement inside of your Connect sessions. As we know, when we're moving from live to virtual, keeping people's attention, keeping them engaged, keeping these sessions very dynamic, it's usually kind of one of the first couple obstacles that people face when they're doing these online webinars, trainings, etc. So polling questions are going to be a great way to handle that, and I have pretty much three main applications on how I use the polling pod in my Adobe Connect room. So first off, your one use case is you're on maybe, let's say, sort of a presentation style layout. You guys are going through some content, and then you start to notice that in the engagement meter, engagement's kind of low. Maybe it's in the yellow, 50% range. Maybe people just aren't really interested in you talking to a couple bullet points on your slide deck. So polling questions are going to be a great way to kind of switch things up. So when I come to my pods menu and I come to polls, if I have the backstage area open and I bring a new pod into the room, let's say I'll bring in a new polling question, you'll notice the polling question goes to the right hand side. Your new elements, new pods, nothing will go into the live area until you put it there. Just because Connect's thinking ahead for you. It's thinking, hey, I don't want to bring in a blank polling question, just throw that out into the main stage area there. That's not going to make any sense. People are wondering, might be wondering what's going on. So it's going to go to the backstage area first, and from here, especially handy if you have a colleague of yours, if you're tag teaming a presentation, they can craft this polling question on the back end, or as you can see here, I'm actually recycling an old question I've already created. And then when we're ready to, we can just literally spring this question on our audience. I'll drag it out to the main stage area there. That's going to appear in front of their face, and now they're going to be forced to reach their keyboards, interact with that polling question, and thereby raise that engagement level. So I don't know if you guys know this, but when you come in here, you answer these polling questions. Hosts and presenters have the ability to use this View Votes button, which will allow us to see how each individual user has answered that question. If they didn't answer the question, their name will be grayed out at the bottom of the list, and that's really a good first indicator on seeing who's paying attention or not. When you're done with that polling question, you can either just click the Hide button, or you can drag it back to the main stage area. Completely up to you. So that's one application. Another application is essentially creating a brand new layout and just having that one polling question sitting there in the middle. So if I'm on more of a presentation style layout like I am here, where we're going over our PowerPoint slides, and now when I move to my question, I'll just simply click on the next layout on the right hand side there, and you've got this nice fluid transition onto the next element, which in this case is our polling question. And then when we're done with this polling question, I'll move on to my next layout. So you can start to see how we can kind of use the layout functionality in sort of this storyboarding sequence of events here. My third application on polling questions is having its own separate layout where maybe you just have 5 or 6 lined up, ready to go, ready to be answered. So you can see that, yes, it's probably more handy to create your polling questions ahead of time, but if you do want to create a brand new one on the fly, creating one takes a couple seconds. You bring a new polling question into the mix, you choose whether you want it to be multiple choice, multiple answer, or short answer question, create that question. And if I'm going to do a short answer question, I'll leave that blank, click open, and now that question's ready to go. So it really takes you no time at all. And in sort of this use case, I usually end on a layout similar to this, where I'll say, hey folks, thanks for joining today's webinar or training, but please take a quick 30 seconds, answer the following polling questions before you head out for the day, and appreciate your time. Something to that effect. And that's one way, or essentially a third way, on how you guys can use polling questions. So again, polling questions is great for engagement. The engagement meter is back here in the backstage area in case you guys are wondering. This gives you an average score for everyone inside your room. And if you have an attendees list inside your room, you can also enable that by clicking on the Show Individual Engagement feature down here in the top right hand corner of the attendees list. And that'll put a little light bar next to every single individual's name. So on an individual basis, you can see whether people are engaged in your sessions or not. So quick video. Again, just trying to really kind of show you guys how I use polling questions throughout my sessions to keep everyone actively engaged. If you like this video, please smash that like button, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.